This constitutes all available data. That information is not available.
Then you will remain silent until further instructed.
Confirmed.
If you didn't want the answer, you shouldn't have asked the question.
Korak, what are your limits?
They have not yet been defined. My knowledge is virtually infinite. My secondary ability is to logically process that knowledge and make accurate predictions. Instructions are not needed if commands are succinct. That is better. Our relationship will be best served if your statements are free of ambiguity.
You know what they say. No good deed goes unpunished.
My interpretation of the data leaves little room for error.
Oh, do. Hello, testing. 1, 2, 3. Good God. Took me nearly an hour to get this OBS running tonight. It's, don't know if it's OBS. Something going on, weird. Anyway, we're back on now, I believe. So, let's get on with it. So what are we doing tonight? We are going to wire this loom into the back. Let's just get on with it then. See if we've got some audio. Yeah, I was about to uninstall OBS and reinstall it. And all sorts of stuff today. But I managed to rescue it. My PC is rather sick. It's been crashing for a while, and I think the battery's on its way out or something. Anyway, let's try it on with it.
Hope you're having a great day there.
She's stuck on a cable again.
Good with the sprinkles going on outside.
Really need to get some cables off the floor. Right, so put the panel on last time. Got the cables in the trunk in. They're all sat here, waiting to be wired up, or I haven't counted them. So I'm going to bring this round slowly over to here. Tell you what, let's just turn him off because he's going to annoy everyone. I've got the fan on because it's 27.3 degrees here. What's that? I've got to try and shift this around slowly. I was going to do this last night, but I was so tired I went to bed at about 9 o'clock. So I was too tired. Too tired. Right. Right, what we got? Okay, well, we can see it here. That's alright, yeah, we can wire that. Right. Let's move some of this stuff out of the way. Let's give it some weight, which will stop it tipping down. Right. I put a load of these temporary things in just to hold everything in place. I'm going to be taking all this stuff off and wiring it in with those terminal blocks that I've already got. Wherever I put them. Alright, can't need to find them. Down. Somewhere around here. Right. Yeah, I've got a load of these connector blocks. So, just grab another one. Oh, that's broke, that one is. So, it must have been broke. Broke in transport, whatever. Let's get another one. I've got plenty of these, so... Right, let's get another one. Let's put them away. There is one out here somewhere. already, but I don't know where it is. Can't find anything in this drawer anymore. Okay, can't find it. Oh well, we'll just use another one then. Well, tired today. Anyway, so let's spend the last hour trying to get this streaming software working again. Wouldn't connect to YouTube, so anyway. Right, so here we've got the loom and the semi wires. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31 wires. 31 wires to wire up. Won't be wiring them all tonight, we'll be wiring just a few. So then I've got to work it out, got to try and manage it. Now the cathode is on this blue wire here, and that goes all the way out to that connection there. So what we could have done really is with this cable at least going out to over there, but it won't be long enough. So this yellow orange ones are the meter. That's the analog milliamp meter. I'm not sure which way around you have to go, so we'll have to give it a go. So I'm going to have to wire it to, all this is the mains, which is taken care of. I don't even know if we need all that mains anymore, because I've doubled it up thinking we need loads of mains, but it's all coming via the switches anyway, and all this jumpering of mains has been done over on the button, I think. Yeah, we're done over on the button to save having to run all this up there. So we probably don't need all this mains, but at least we've got it if we want to connect something else. Right, so what I've got to do now, I've got to work out, now this one will go on the back of, should fit, it's got a little cover plastic on it to stop you getting touching the terminals. If there's any live connections, you can't touch it when this is on, so anyway. It's got the 2 holes still, and it might just fit over the existing one. Yeah, so it just has fit on the back of there, which it does. It just sits there. And there's 2 prongs sticking out of the one that I've got. I suppose I could put shaky cam on. Let's put shaky cam on. Why not? Give you some close-ups if it's needed. So shaky cam. Right, shaky cam. Just give them a bit of a polish. Right, let's get up roaming cam. It's going to go black a minute till I deactivate and activate. There we go. Okay. We're on shaky cam, shaky ground. So here we've got. I can't point, hang on. Let's find somewhere to point with. There's everything going. Help the drawers. All these leads keep getting clogged up in everything. Right. So we've got, oh dear. So we've got this one here. It's the mains. It's got neutral. Can't see it. Neutral and live joined up, and this 2 panel. Neutral live goes to the front rocker switch, and also got neutral and live on the back of this IEC connector there, which goes out to the switch. It goes from the mains input over to the switch at the front. Switch then comes back over to this distribution here. And I'm only using, I've got some wires wired to it underneath. We've got live and neutral going over to this plug on the power supply. I've also got an earth that goes on straight to the back here, I think. Yeah, the earth goes straight to the back on the earth pin on this IEC connector. Alright, so the idea is to somehow wire all this. Probably it would have to go to, we don't want too many links if we can help it, so we can go to a terminal block and then go out after with a little link, or we can go straight to where we want it. Would make more sense. Otherwise you're doubling the work. You're having to, it'd be nice to go to one point and then out to another, and you could label up what each wire is. But there's 31 wires. 31 wires. Anyway, I have an insider's view of a streaming setup. The radios and all the rest of the stuff. Yeah, it's crazy, yeah. Yeah, streaming land. What the hell's that? Who's that moaning about? Some idiots on this radio. Anyway. Right, so you got a little close up of this corner piece I milled. This is literally to stop me scratching myself on it. I put one on the bottom, I'll put one on the top. So keep scratching my arms on it. So that'll stop me taking slices out of my arms. Right, so I'm just contemplating whether to wire this straight to that and then join, so it gets rid of all these wires, and then I have to come off there and go around. Lots of that stuff just connects here anyway. Well, yeah, some of it comes down to the mini Gerbil. The mini Gerbil. So we've got stepper motors. So I've got to connect. Yeah, there's some more joints down here, I think. Actually, there's not. That's just the limit switches. There's all the limit switch connections. But these have got to be taken off. These are temporary. All these were just temporary connectors, just to sort out the wiring for. Once it's proven, it can go and be wired permanently to one of these. The same with this one for the stepper motor directions. You've got your 3 stepper motors, and these 2 actually swap over. All these 4, yeah, they swap over. The one, yeah. This is literally a lead to the Y, and then 2 stepper motors coming in. So all that's got to be changed as well. I've just borrowed these, so these are just borrowed to get it working. But I've got to put them, give them back to the van. I'm not using them. I'm using another one. So that's what we've got so far. There's a bit of kink there. That's not good. So that's got to be rerouted. We've got our water pump. It's got to be mounted. And there's a power supply for the water pump, 24 volt there. I also need 12 volt DC to power the meters. There's the back of the panel to power those meters, 12 volt DC. Okay, so I've got 2 choices now. I can put you back on the other camera. Yeah, I'll put you back on the other camera. You won't be able to see much now. Right, we're on that one now. Let's get rid of shaky cam. Shaky cam's gone. So I've got to work out. I've allowed so much length on it. Seeing as most of it goes here, apart from one of these, would have to go over to. Where's that go to? I'll go straight to that connector there. So one of those could go straight to the connector, so we don't need. I think the only trouble is I'm not sure. Let's ask ChatGPT something. It's alright, because Right, let's ask ChatGPT something. K40 milliamp meter. Does it matter which terminal on the back of the meter you use to connect to the CO2 tube cathode? Yes, it does matter which tool you use on the back of the cable when connected to the CO2's laser tube's cathode negative terminal. Here's why. Basic wiring connects for the milliamp meter is inserted in series with a negative cathode wire. The anode positive solid tube connects. Well, I didn't ask that question. Terminal of the analog. Most analog meters like the K4 have polarity, meaning there is a positive plus terminal negative on the back. Current should flow into the plus terminal out of the minus terminal for the needle to deflect correctly. Reversing the connection will cause needle to try to move backwards, wrong direction. In some cases, not at all. Correct wiring. Laser tube cathode negative connects to plus terminal of the milliamp. Yeah, but I don't see a plus terminal on the back of there. I'm pretty sure there's no plus terminal on it, so we'll have a look. I don't see a plus. Right, I can't see a plus on there, so we'll have to eBay. I cannot identify the plus and minus terminal. Can you show me a picture? Welcome. Just doing some wiring up. Right, certainly identifying, mark to plus, connecting. Yeah, if you show me the same again. No, that's no good. Okay. Image. An image. Searching the web. A visual guide. Right, okay, so we'll forget that. Right, K40 milliamp meter wiring. Right, milliamp meter. Right, there's one. Doesn't show you plus and minus. No plus and minus. Right. This one shows mixed bag. That just shows you a meter. Oh, it's at 50 milliamp meter. I suppose you could put a meter on it in Bell. Let's put a meter on it. Tell you what, we'll just put a meter on it. Let's just stick a meter on it. See if it deflects it. What two wires? Oh, these two anyway. Right, so if I put a meter across there, see if it goes up. Like a diode test. Maybe not. Right, so I put a bell test on it. I can't see. Right, so I'm going to use this roaming cam. Now I'm going to use this roaming cam to position, set this over here. Right, we can see the meter. See the meter. If I put the meter, and hopefully we can see the meter go up or down. Let's see. Oh, definitely moved. Moved, but not sure which way around. So that's going down, so I'll swap my probes around. Let's go the other way. Yeah, that's definitely going up, isn't it? Yeah. So it says put, well, I don't know which way the plus and minus is. Oh dear. So I've got my plus probe on this wire, and they said that's got to go to, I forgot what it said now. So the minus has to go to the plus on the meter. So that's that one, if it's going the right way. Right, let's sort that out. So that is going to go over to, yeah, that wire there. Right, so I need to extend that wire to reach over there. Cut this one. Well, if it's wrong, I can always swap them at that end after. And that's going to go over to there. Now, is that going to give me enough? Probably. Let's keep the wiring the same. So that one's going to be cut. And just go over to the same place that that goes to. Yeah. Okay. Right, cutters. Here goes nothing. Now will that be enough to extend this wire? Not sure. Right, it's awkward to say the least. Very awkward to wire up. Am I still on that camera? Yeah. Let's flick you over to this one. There we go. Right, so I've got to come underneath there, like that. Round to here. And I've got to extend that to reach over to there, which it'll do. Yeah, it'll reach. Right, so first thing is to extend this. I'll need to solder on for that. So I'll just solder it. I'm going to do flux, solder, soldering iron. And let's pull out the, oh no, let's leave that in. plugged in the soldering iron. Right. I'll leave the soldering iron there. Fairly thirsty work this, especially in this heat coming through there. Right. Anyway, it's you can't really see a lot. I'll just get on with it. I'll leave that out in a minute, so I'll keep that out there for a while. Meanwhile, I can sort this out. Oh, there we go. I can strip that one back and put a ferrite. Oh, I haven't got any pullers, or have I? No, I've put them back away. I've got some more somewhere. Right, I should get me. I need my pullers for this. Save my fingers. Definitely need pullers. Anyway. Howdy. So we'll be there at some point. So that goes instead of my cable. Right, so okay, so I've got to take this blue cable off. Goes to the cathode, which goes to the in. Take that out of the in. It's now going to go through a meter instead of direct. So that's going to have to come underneath here. Very awkward. Anyway. Okay, so that can be plugged back in now. Need little hands. Oh, I know what it is. It's because I put this block on and it's stopping me getting near it. I've got no hands, room for my great big hands. Right, we're in. We're in, but not in like flint. Now this blue wire can come out. That's a spare wire now, so I'll leave that somewhere else. Whew. God, I can't wait to finish wiring this up and start aligning the mirrors and checking it, setting limits and other stuff. Right, so we get ready to solder the wire now. Okay, here we go. Solder the wire. Okay, I've got these little rubber things that you can push over the wire. They're really the wrong size there. I'll try and get it over, you never know. Is it going? It is going. So I'll try and push that on. It's like silicon, you can't push it really. So you've got to grab, it's difficult. If you grab it, it won't move. So you've got to sort of push it from the end. It's not really working. Tweezers, how about tweezers? Need something small to grab it, to pull it down. Right, let's try and pull it down so it doesn't want to move. It doesn't want to move. It's the trouble, it's not heat shrink, it's just rubber, I don't know what it's for actually. Just a friend gave me a packet of them. It's more trouble than it's worth. Why is it everything a struggle? See, when you pull it, it just shrinks on it. So let's try it that way. It's nearly there. I don't have any luck. Every night has to be a struggle, doesn't it, eh? Why does every night have to be a struggle? Well, it's nearly there. I pull it, try and pull it up. Yeah, I'm going to pull it back first. Pull it back to be able to get to the solder joint. Right, now solder this, tin this wire up. Okay, and I need to join it to this one. That's where you need some hands. So I'm just extending the wire. I should have allowed a bit more on it really. That's too much solder. Right, I've got to flick that solder off somewhere now. I haven't got a desoldering stand with me. Right, let's try again. Okay, that'll do. Right, so I've got it on there now. Just got to push the what? Push it over the joint. Make sure the solder's in the middle. And that's it. Is it it? Nearly. A bit more. That's it. So we've got a nice little joint now. So what we need to do now is join this up. Join that up into that one over there. Okay, so thread that through. Try and keep the high voltage up high, the low voltage low. That goes into there. Okay, so that's done. That's sort of done. Needs to have a couple of cable ties or something to hold it there, really. Anyway, that's in its place. So right, what's next? So we've got rid of the oranges. So the meter is wired. So let's work out what else. Now there's lots of this stuff to feed air assist switches and all sorts of stuff. We don't need some of them at the minute. So I need a laser on, I think we do now. Laser enable. Right, laser enable. That is. Let's bring up the drawing. Right. Which one did I put it on? No, that's not it. That's not the one. Just trying to get to it there. Right. There's the power supply. There it is, that's the one I've got. So you've got L, low level signal. That's to enable the output, which comes out, cathode comes into there. The red wire goes straight out, so I've got to interact with that through a stop circuit. So I've got to break a connection. So we've got to find that plug with a connection on it, and it's just down here, and it goes straight to the panel. So I've got to unwire this. So I could go onto this camera again. Right, so we're on this one. I suppose I could put this up here. Ow! Oh yeah. Ow! Just burnt my arm on the saw. I forgot I left it there. Let's turn it off. I don't need it in a minute. Did I burn it? Not quite. Not quite. That's okay. Right, so I'm going to put this. Try and put this somewhere we can see. That's all. So I can put that over the top. How about if I shove that like that, looking down like that? Maybe. Or like that. Like that, maybe. Can't see a lot. Yeah, there's not much you can see really. Anyway, we'll do a bit like that. Why not? Right, so this connector down here, got to unplug that. And that goes over to. It's got a cable tie on it. It goes over to the panel. Now I've got to disengage something. So I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll put the cable ties on. I only really put them on to keep it still while I was assembling it. Right, so I've got. Oh, there's another one. Put the loads on it. Right, so I pulled it off. That's alright. Pulled it off altogether. You can't see. I pulled it off, so let's get this tie off. Okay. Right, I must have burnt my hand, because I must have burnt myself. Yeah, a little bit. Right, so we need to interact with one of these cables. Now one of these was broken and I had to fix it, so I fixed it. So that one plugs into there. Now I've got to see if these are all the way through. That goes to that one, second one goes to second one, and the third one goes to. They're all the same bloody colour. Yeah. Right, I don't know which one's which now. Right, I don't know which one's which. So that one's that one. And that one's this one. Oh, that's weird. Oh, it must be that one. I don't know. Anyway, I think it's according to the power supply. It's the one that's on the left. This one here. So what we're going to do is cut this one here. I'm just going to cut it down the middle. There, like that. Let's double check before we cut it. So that's the one that plugs in over there. Yeah. So cut off. Strip them back. Strip these back. Let's put some ferrules on them. Couple of feral cats. Right, okay. Right. So now I need to connect this to... Alright, so this will have to go up to a connector block. Alright, so that goes over like that. Right, so what I need now is a drawing of the... Another drawing of the... Mini Gerbil V3. Alright, so there is low signal. Laser on signal. LO. LO, which means laser on. So that's got to be connected from... Laser on. Which one is it? It's... hang on, I've got it upside down, haven't I? But my panel's the other way around. So laser on is the top one, which is the right one. It's the right one I've cut. Yeah, it is the right one I've cut. So I've cut laser on, which is the top one. And that has got to go through a switch. So through a switch. Now I'm trying to wire it up. So okay, so I could wire it up to this. Wire it up to this, so let's just do that then. Let's make the laser on signal. That's it, let's just do that. Alright, here we go. I'm going to put it on the end here. Now it will go on that way. This one's cracked as well. Right, so it's going to go on that way, so it's going to go on the underneath. Trying to work with everything in reverse here. So that's going to come into there. Wire that to there. Now the other side is going to go next to it, and all I have to do is splice, find the two cables for the laser on switch, and wire it up into the top. Now, hang on, is it the top? Yeah, the top of there. So, right, I need to know which two wires are the laser on now. That's not going to be easy. I can do it by switching the laser on enabled. Oops, the whole thing's about to go. Test fire, laser on. Right, so I've got two black cables. Oh, well, we froze. We seem to have froze. Right, okay. Right, we seem to have froze for a second. So, right, I'm going to put this solder iron away now. I've kicked over the kicked the microphone over. I'm going to put the solder iron away so I don't want to get burnt again. And the solder. Put it away. Right, so I've got to find 2 black cables in these 31 cables now. I don't know which ones they are. So, just take 2 cables with the meter on continuity. Right, we're on continuity. I'm just going to try to find this. It should be the only 2 cables connected. I think I'll have to strip these, aren't I? Right. So I think I'll have to strip them. Let me strip the ends. Make it easier. Alright. Okay, got 2 ends stripped. All the blacks. Strip all the blacks ready. I need my pullers. Where are my pullers? I think they're not here, are they? No. Probably up in the other toolbox. Anyway. Right, I'm going to put you on hold a second while I go and find my pullers. Back in a second. Right, back. Unfortunately I can't find my pullers. I've got a lovely set of pullers and I don't know where they are. So I'll have to. So there's cables everywhere, so I thought they were in here. Can't seem to find it. No pullers in here. Okay. That's a shame, because that means my fingers are going to be snapping now trying to pull wires. I've got some in my van, but brand new set. I picked up. The only other place that could be is down. Give me one more second. Right, can't find them. Just come across them so many times and now I don't know where they are. Oh well. Anyway, let's just struggle on with breaking fingers. I don't get that. I've only got two toolboxes there and they're not in either on. Oh well. Right, let's carry on. Do it the slow way. It's alright because they're all stuffed in this trunking, so I don't know which one's which anymore. And they're too tight to pull them, so I've got to bail them out. Just got to bail them out. Right, that should be enough. Right, we're on bleep. I can switch to the other camera if you want. Right. All we've got to do is find the right two wires. There should only be two of them.
Alright, okay. You want to try 5 QRP, see if I can hear you?
I found some more that I haven't stripped. Ah, this is annoying. It's alright, they're all the switches are in black, you see. I've made all the switches in black. I could try tugging them. I'll tell you what, let's try tugging them. So I want the switch, which is that one. You're not going to tug them. Too tight to tug. Right, let's get all the blacks together. Right, all the blacks are switches, so it's a laborious process, unfortunately. Right, let's try to go around them. So, I've been round all them. So that one is not one of them. So I can get rid of that one from being in the equation. It's not that one. I found another one that I haven't stripped. Right, I think I found them. So I'll just strip this one back. So these are the ones, these two here, I think. It's a bit of a spider's web. Alright, so okay, so that's the enable switch, I believe. So let's try it again. I've got continuity. I'll go and switch the switch off. Continuity should have gone now. No, it's still there, so that's not it. It's still there. Alright, now is it that? Right, I found a switch, but it's not the right switch. So, but they are going to the same thing, so I'll put a knot in that. I'll put a knot in that because that is a pair. Right, now I need to find some other pairs. Right, very thirsty today. Very thirsty. Right, so we just got to find the pairs. Now, did I switch them back on again? No, I did. Now I've got to find a pair of cables that are short. So that's not one. Let's try some others. Not that one. There's two. Alright, I found another two. Okay, so these two will be the laser on and off switch. We've got continuity. Switch the switch off. Should be an open circuit, it is. So that's my laser on signal. They got to go to there. So I'll feed them up here. Well, this has got to go into them too, so it's got to have some ferrules put on it. Well, they're a bit long. Does it matter if they're long? Yes, it does probably, but you need some way to manoeuvre it in and out. I've got to manoeuvre it in and out, so I'll have to fold the excess up. We're up to, oh, I can't see what temperature it is. It's on the front panel. Feels like about 29 in here. Alright, so let's connect that up to there. I'm slowly getting rid of them bit by bit. It doesn't matter which way around you put these. It's just a switch at the end of the day. And that can go anywhere. Right, so we've interacted with the laser enable, laser output, what's it called? Laser on signal, LO, laser on, which is the pin that plugs into there. So I don't think, oh, there are some other voltages there if you want it, 5 volts and 12 volt. Now, it could do with 5 volts. We need 12 volt, what do we need 12 volt for? The LEDs. We don't actually have a 12 volt output, so we have to have a separate power supply put in here for that. Well, that's okay. Right, so what's next? Let's have a look at the model. I'll open up the model. We'll have a look at the model, see which wires we're going to do next. We can't do them all, we can just do a few. Well, we can do what we're ready to wire up, so we can at least test it and set it up. Alright, the radio's hussing away. It's red hot in here. With all these computers and monitors on. Red hot in here. Right, here's the front panel. So I've just done that one, laser on. Test fire, we can't do that yet. Because I've got to work out how to wire that yet. Laser pointer and LED lights, not yet. The mains is wired. Air extract, air system, water pump we can do later. Temperature gauge is, we've done this one. Temperature gauge is just a sensor. This one, power outputs, that needs to have a transistor put on it with a pulse width modulation out, so that's not going to go anywhere yet. Test fire, so the pot is not, it's controlled in software at the minute. So all we need is to be able to switch it on and turn the laser on and off. and the meter. So basically we've got what we want. The water pump. Actually we can terminate, yes, because once we switch this on we're going to have potentially live wires coming out. So we need to terminate these into a terminal block at least. Yeah, so we can do that. And they really need to go on a separate terminal block. How many do we need? So we need live and neutral, live and neutral, live and neutral. So we need 6 terminals. Yeah, we can do that. I can leave a space. So what I'll do is I need to find now the live and neutral off the air extract. That's the next one. Right, let's do that one then. Let's do all these so at least we can switch them and get them done. We haven't necessarily wired anything to the terminal rail, but they need to be wired up and made safe, put onto that rail at least. So yeah, and then we can switch on and start to can turn the laser off safely, like last time where it set fire to the curtain. LED lights, we haven't even put any LED lights in. We're going to need a 12 volt supply putting in. I've got a little 12 volt supply, a nice little square metal one. So hopefully we can find somewhere to bolt it to. Laser pointer, we haven't got a laser pointer. We haven't got an air assist nozzle at the minute. But we've got to wire all this lot up ready. So let's do that then. Right, so we find so we've got that other wire there was the test fire, which we're not going to wire up yet. Actually, I could, yeah, I'm going to wire that into the terminal rail here, just so it's got rid of it, if you know what I mean. And I'll be able to know where it is, so it won't get mixed up again in all this cable. So we're going to do that now. Okay, and we'll test the switch. No, that one's already tested. So I'll get this done. But if you've got the money, just buy a laser, don't make your own. Not unless you've got a load of time on your hands and you want to make one. It's not easy. Sounds easy, but it's not. So I'm going to just finish these wires off into this rail. Next one down, and then when I'm ready to wire the other side of it, I'll just come to the top of this rail here. So, but at least it gives you a placeholder, so I don't have to worry about the wires shorting out somewhere. I could have the other screen. Let's have a look. I don't know whether you can't really see what I'm doing, or maybe you can. Anyway, it's just a matter of putting them into terminal blocks. Ready, and then we can, if we keep them to a certain order, then it'll make it easier for anyone to follow along. Alright, so there's the test fire. Laser enabled test fire. We've got 2, 4, 6, 8 terminals left. Now, what are we going to put on the rest of this? Let's have a look. So we've got laser pointer, LED lights. I suppose, really, we should have all the switching stuff on this one, even though we're not going to wire it yet. So let's find them next. So it'll be another more black cables. So let's find the black cables. Alright, I'll try and find them. Might as well put them all on the one connector, seeing as they're all low voltage. Right, so I'm going to undo the test pointer now. That's already undone. I plugged in the LED, no, laser pointer. Of course the meter switched itself off, so let's find out which one is the laser pointer next. Not that one. Oh, I think it's them two. Right, let's just... I've got continuity there. Go and switch off the laser pointer. Now it should be open circuit. Yeah. Right, so you can't see what's going on, so let's just go back to this one. Right, so this is the laser pointer. The laser pointer switch, so basically it'll just switch the laser pointer wires on. Well, it's very thirsty work this, especially stuffy. It'd be better off with the window open, it'd be lovely and cool. It's rained all day, it should be nice and cool. Right, it's red hot. Smashed my head twice today on a fencing cage around a motor. Luckily it had a bit of red plastic over it to stop it. Right, so this is the laser pointer. Enable, so that's going to go next on here. So at least we keep all the switching on the same unit. And I keep the high voltage on a separate one. Right, so there's a lot of live streams and they're long-winded. And what I'm going to do when I've finished it, I'm going to do either a 10 or 20 minute run through the videos. I'll edit it though. I'll do an edited one, 10 or 15 minutes from start to finish of the laser, with all the tips I've learnt along the way and information, and it'll be a bit of a helper for anyone trying to build their own. Some of the questions that I've asked take you a long time to find them out. Might as well watch that video and you'll learn it quickly. Right, so that's the laser pointer wired now. I'll switch over and wire. Next is the LED light, which is that one there. Just done that one, I'm doing that one next. So another 2 black wires it is for that one. I've just switched the other one off and switched this one on, so it's got to be one of these wires here. So I'll take one of them. No, it's not one of them. There must be a wire. No. Oh, it's not that one. So it's going to be one of these two. Ah, there's 2 that are bleeping. Right, so these are bleeping. Continuity. Right, let's just sort them out. Just trying to untangle them as I go. Yeah, so untangle them as you go. And they're longer than you need them. So there's still continuity, so if I switch the switch off, it should be now an open circuit. Yeah. Right, so there's your next 2, and that is the LED lights, that one. LED light, so you don't really need to switch the LED lights on and off, but you might as well have the ability to at least isolate it if you want to. And if you decide you don't want to switch the LED lights on and off, you can wire them permanently in and use this switch for something else. Switch something else on and off. Right, so I'm going to wire them next to this one. Right, so we've got rid of a few bits of wire. Right, so what's left now? There shouldn't be any blacks left, is that right? No, we've got a couple of blacks left. One will be a negative for the meter. And one is a pot. Potentiometer for the pot, which we're not going to use at the minute. So, what's the other one for? Quite remember. Oh, one's a test signal. Black, purple, right. There we go, black. So we've got label, we've got all four switches sorted. For some reason we've got extra black cables. Pot. So we've got red, purple and black. And red, purple and black. So we've got two lots of red, purples and blacks. One's the pot. Well, we can find that out, so I'm not sure which one's the pot. We'll just try this one. Red, purple and black. Red, purple, black. Alright, so if this is a pot, it'll measure. Yeah, got a bit of tangles going on here. Yeah, try not to tangle them too much. So this should be resistance, if that's true. So the common, don't know which one it is. 128k. No, so that's probably the digital meter. That's probably the digital meter and the input. Probably. So I'll put a knot in that one a minute. That's the digital milliwatt meter. So we've got a red, purple and black again. Red and black. Got lots of red and blacks. Right, these two are grouped to sort of, no, they're not quite. Right, red, purple and black. Right, I need another drink. Right. These should all, well, they should be the same size, but that's not the same size. How am I going to do this? It's difficult. Okay. Oh la la. Right, now will these have a resistance on 23k pot? There goes K. 29k across those two. 29k. Why have I got 29k? 29k ohms. I'll just turn the pot a little bit. So what have we got now? 29k. So that's not the one. Oh, it's warm. Too hot, really. Too hot. I don't know what to do. Let's try and find out what to do. They're soldered in. Right, I'll pull that out. It's definitely the right one. That's definitely one of them. Let's get to the purple. Right, that's the black. Let's do the black next. Yeah, that's definitely the one. That's definitely them two. I'm looking for purple. Right, purple. That's that one. Okay. So we've identified the pot. Right, this is the pot. 3 wires for the potentiometer. So let's just trim them off. Not using this pot at the minute, but we'll make it off so it's out of the way and we know where it is then. If I measure it now, it should be giving us about 23k somewhere. No, okay. 28k. Oh, maybe it's a 30k pot then. Yeah, 28k ohms. Alright, so if I connect between there and red, it's 28k. If I turn the pot halfway, turn it halfway down, 14, yeah. So that's definitely the right one. Now we'll put some ferrules on it. Get it wired somewhere. Well, we've run out of switches now, but what we haven't brought over is the LEDs. So we've got the switch, and then we want the LEDs. They've got to be switched on and off. So there's more to that circuit than meets the eye, basically. So I'm going to have to have some way to control the LED. So that's a pot. So we've got 4 switches and 4 LEDs. Now the LEDs, actually that's good because I can wire the minuses of the LEDs to common and put all the pluses of the LEDs to those last 4. So that, yeah, we'll do that. So this pot, tie this pot together, that's a pot, so we'll leave that for a minute. Alright, so that means this meter is the other one. That's the meter. Now we'll put two turns in the LED pot. 2 knots. 1 knot in the panel meter. Right, now what we want is the LEDs now coming back. These purple wires are the LEDs. So. Right, so purple wires are the LEDs. Right, so we can get rid of anything that's not purple. And we've got a black. Now I don't know why we've still got a black, we'll have to work that one out after. So we've got one black on its own, which is strange. Why have we got a black on its own? Ah, I know why we've got a black on its own. It's the normally closed off the switch, off one of the switches. Right, so now we've got to work out which one of these belongs to which LED in order to get them in the right sequence. So you should have 2, 4, 6, 8, and 8 will go, one side will go to commons, so we can trim all these off really. Let's trim all these down. Okay. So some of these are going to go to commons, some are going to go to the LED to switch it on. I'll strip up all back. Ready. Once we get these out of the way, we'll be able to safely power it up. That's the idea, and then we can do some more tests with the software. Safe, knowing that the laser's not going to switch itself on by accident. Right, one more. Okay, let's put all ferrules on. Get them ferruled up. And we'll be able to test the LEDs that they light up. I'm not sure of the power of the LED. I'm not sure what power it's supposed to be. Voltage wise, so you have to be careful. Hopefully it's got something built in, some kind of limiting built in. Hopefully. So I need to put common wire. We'll say it's 12 volt. We'll go off the premise that it's 12 volts. I didn't Didn't buy the buttons directly, they come off a stall, so there's no paperwork with them. I'm guessing they're 12 volt. LED. Could be 5 volt. Right, so I've got them all done up, so we could just feed. We're not going to know which ones they are, so I'll have to tug each one individually, I think. Right, let's tug each one individually. So there's a purple. Yep, so there's one. We'll wire them off the tops. Any wires that comes off the top, we'll say it's the top LED. We'll swap them later. Okay, next one. That's the next one. Okay, last. This one's slightly different. Slightly different arrangement on this switch. Okay, last one on the LED. Alright, so the other three have got to go into a common wire. Or the four, sorry. The other four go into a common rail. Temporary common rail for testing. It's all temporary. Okay, so that's that one sorted out. So what we've got left now, we've got one black wire, which is a pot off the normally closed, that goes with yeah. Yeah, so that is the normally closed that goes with test fire. Might not use that one, but if I connect that to put a meter across that for test fire, it should go from normally closed to normally open. I can do a quick test. So we said a laser point, and then we got test fire. Right, so if you've got it switched, let me see if I've got it switched. No. Alright, so that's strange. According to that, it's none of them. So have I got one of the blacks mixed up? No, that's not doing anything. It's definitely going to that switch though. Right, push it in. Try again. Yeah, it's going there now. So that's common there. So that one, tell you what I'll do, I'll just push it into that terminal, because we're not using it at the minute anyway, and I'll know that actually if I push it into that's common, so this one will be normally closed. So if I measure that now, it'll bleep no matter what I do with the switch. It's bleeping now. I turn the switch, yeah. Yeah, so that gets rid of them. Right, what's next? Next is these 4 wires that switch on. Now there's 6 wires that switches on the air extract, air assist and the water pump. But these are potentially live wires once they're switched. So they need to go to scraggy wiring. You need to pull each one of these a little bit. That's it. Right, so we need to trim these off. All we've got to do is put these in a block, trim them off, and then they're isolated. Ready to switch neutral and live to the appropriate air extract, air assist and water pump. So the main switching. So when we turn it off, there's no power being wasted going to transformers or whatever. So literally switch it off in that fashion. Sorry about the fan noise. It's red hot in this room, even though it's cold outside. Right, that's 6 ferrules. And we need another connection, so I need another one of these to put those wires into. So somehow we've got to find the room to mount those two. The one I can mount, no problem. what I'll probably do is leave this one hanging down for a bit. It's just to make sure if you switch the switch on by mistake, you're not going to short anything out. It's going to a terminal block that's insulated. One. Last one. Last ferrule now. Right, I've got our last ferrule. Well, I've got to go to another box. Yeah, another one of these strips. Yeah, it's good. So, another one of those strips. Wire it all in, and I'll have to find out which one is which again. So we'll start with the air extract. So air extract. What's this one here? This one is air extract positive. Air extract positive, so that can go in first, just to here. Nearly there, we'll be able to turn it round and switch it on in a bit. Now we need to find the negative that goes with that one. That's the negative for that one. So when we're ready, all we've got to do is put our air extract negative and live onto that top, and we've already got the ability to switch it. Right, find two more. So air assist now. That's that one. Might as well get the other one while we're here. Okay. That's... oh, we haven't even got a ferrule on that one. Said it was the last ferrule, I was lying. I found another one. I found it. Right, so live first. Okay, now the live. No, the neutral, sorry. The neutral. Okay, so the only two that are left are the water pump. Let's just make sure them are on. Yeah. Them are the ones. Okay. Right, that's all of them then. So that one, I'm going to put the cover on that actually. I'll put a cover on it. Actually got terminal numbers on the front of there. We've got numbers, so we can just use those numbers and write it down. That's taken care of. Oh, you've got to be careful you don't touch there though. It's still possible to drop a wire in there, so you have to be careful. So the next one is that one there. So the only thing we haven't done is sort out the pots. So we probably need another one for the pots. Let's just get rid of them. Not sure where all this is going to go. Where all this stuff's going to go, I don't know. But we'll do it so it's done. Just for completeness. So I don't want to be messing around too much. Yeah. Let's just get these in here. Somehow I've got to fasten all these against something. Oh, you've got to get a 12 volt supply in there as well. So the one with 2 knots on, I forget what we said that was now. Right, so I don't know what they were, can't remember. The one with 3 on is a panel meter, or it's test fire. No, panel meter, or well, we can measure it. Put it onto ohms and see which one gives us a resistance of 14k. That's 28 meg. 14k. We've got 14k there. What's this one giving us? Meg. So this one with the 2 knots is the pot, which we're not going to use yet. So I can wire that in. Pot. Let's wire it as they are. Purple is the middle, red, purple, black. Red, purple, black. No, that's not one. Red, purple, black. Red, purple, black for the pot. And the last one is the panel, the voltage meter. The voltage meter's next. So we'll do the power supply. Power supply and the signal. Voltage in for the panel meter, and then the ground for the panel meter. Okay, so we're all done. All done. Let's get rid of the meter. Get rid of the cutters. Let's put these covers on. So we've got our on off. Everything else is not being used at the minute, so that's fine. Cover that up with a plastic cover. Right, so we've got them all hanging here, so the only one we've got to get wired back in is this one with the laser intersection on. Right, that's not going to be easy. Let's move this camera out of the way. Right, that's going to come in here. It's gonna have to just sit in there, I think, for a while. Okay. Right, so that goes down to the laser, the power supply, the wires. Let's see. Power supply wires. The other end comes. Right, let's take that out again. Take that out. One. Okay. That comes through here. Connects right to this thing. Okay, that's on. Right. Okay, so the rest can be put somewhere out the way, so that will go into here. Right, and we've got the pots. I can just go on top for now. And this live wires and the commons, the LEDs can go on the top. Make sure they don't short out anywhere. They shouldn't do. Right. Okay, so we've wired up. I need to spin it around. Oh no, the mains is this side, isn't it? Still more wiring to do, but we're safe now. We can turn the laser off and do some tests. So, we need a cable. So we need the original cable back. Micro USB to go on the. Let's find it. It's the. Right, I've got to find that now. What have I done with it? I don't know what I've done with that. Seem to have lost a cable. That should have come from here. The USB cable, I don't know what I've done with it. Let's plug that in first. That one's going to be out the way as well. Pipes over there. Right, so I've lost the USB lead to micro B. Why have I lost that? Up there. How can that go missing? I don't quite get how a cable can go missing. How does it go missing? Oh, sorry about the picture of the arse. Right. I'm trying to find the cable now. I really should pull my trousers up. Right, I don't know where that's gone. Is it like that? Is this it? Is this it? It's falling down. Yeah, this is it. Alright, so we'll plug that in over here. Now I've got to somehow spin this round while still having this here. Right, that's going to be interesting. So, right, I've got to spin this round now. Oh, we've got to get a mains cable in as well. Right, we've got a mains cable to plug in. Now, that's in. Now, some of the switches are the wrong way around. So the LEDs will be on when they're supposed to be off and vice versa. So I'm going to have to swap them around till they're right. Right, so I'm ready to plug in, sort of. And I've got to turn it round. Why have I got to turn it? Oh, so we can see the display and operate the buttons. A bit safer now, so we can turn it off from there instead of coming round here to turn it off. Right, let's balance all that on there. Right, here we go. I've got to swap it all around now without severing any of the cables. I've got them hanging around here. Right, here we go. I must be mad. Why did I make this thing? I must be crazy. Right, so the laser shouldn't come on now. But I haven't set fire to the curtain yet. A couple of 3 episodes back. I burnt the curtain. I should have a flame thing. Right, so laser on, no, so laser off, power off, all the other powers are off, nothing else is bolted, so we can plug in the mains, get the mains over here, I've got a socket here. My fan is in the way. Start the fans, please. That needs to fan my head. I'll unplug the Amiga computer. And plug in the laser. Get the USB lead somewhere. Now it's not going to reach the computer, which is a bit of a shame. So your lives, where's your lives? There's all the lives, so the lives are okay. Right. So we can either plug into a laptop, which has got crap buttons for doing anything. Tell you what, we don't need to plug it in for now, we can just switch it on and make sure they're lighting up right. Okay. Shall we give it a go? Just have it give it the once over. Yeah, looks okay. What's the worst that can happen? You can blow a fuse. Right, here we go. Right, here we go. Oh, we've got lights on. These are round the wrong way, that's the right way. So I've got to swap these two around. That's the right way. These are the wrong way. So give me a second, so switch off and unplug and swap those spades round the other way around. Yeah, cool. And same again here. Right, we're all in. Right, I've got a bit of a problem because right, so how's that even working without these two in? Good question. What are they for? Connect the commons up. I got you. Yeah. So the LEDs will light up, but they won't be able to switch anything. Why not? I'm not sure. I don't know how why that. I've got two wires undone here. That must have been the old output. Oh, I know what that is. That's to feed the distribution rail at the back for the power supply. So I need to cut them off. Need to cut these and feed them into that connector there. So it's haven't quite finished ferruling yet. Almost. Right, let's take these off. Cut them off like that. Strip them and put ferrule. And pop them into the connector block to feed the back distribution to feed the power supply. Yeah, so we're not far away. Yeah, that's all. So otherwise the power supply wouldn't have come on. It's just not get the feed. Gets its feed directly off this system. Yeah. Right, so then we've got to go round here into these terminals. Right, we're all in. Yeah, we're all in. Okay. Got temperature monitor there. So I'll give it another go. So I'll switch on, put the plug in. switch on. Now the power supply will also come on. Yeah, I can see the light at the back coming on, you can't see it. I should be able to switch these on individually. Yeah. So I've got control, there's no output wired to them, but they are working. Now the laser enable is out, so it shouldn't be a test fire. Now when it's in, we need to feed the LED with to light it up. We have not doing anything with the LEDs yet. Okay, so in that state, panel wire's not got 12 volts, the laser pointer and LEDs not in. These aren't wired, so but the power supply is on. The milliamp meter is wired. Test fire is not wired, so the laser on it will not output until I push that in. It's a brake, so it's not able to fire up. So I haven't aligned the mirrors yet, but now I should be able to plug in. What I could do is one of those extensions. Have I got one? Might have one upstairs. Give me a second. So I can plug it into the main software then. Let me just see it on my other laser. I should have still had a wire there. Back in a second. It's going to be one of those. I thought I knew where it was, it's not there. So, I'm going to have to put it on the laptop, I think. So, let's get it on the laptop. Let's get it on the laptop. Oops. Right, laptop. How do I balance the laptop on here now? Let's smashing it off. Not easy. Something like, I don't know, that. Stick a laptop on. So we've got a comment from Glenn. Looks like someone is interested in your handiwork. Right, fair play. I don't know what that means. Not a clue what that means, but anyway, welcome to the live stream. Yeah, I don't know if people are interested or not, but I'm streaming it because I'm doing it. Don't know why I'm streaming it. Don't know. because you can. I'm just doing a live stream. The fact that it gets recorded and you can play it later is just something else. Anyway, let's try and see what we can do with this. Let's run plug it in. Right, let's run. I think we're going to run Laser Gerbil. Run Laser Gerbil for now. It's got bigger controls to be able to move it. Right, so we should be able to. Let me connect it. So it's connected. Let's see if we can bring the gantry forward, maybe. Oh, here it comes. That's good, isn't it? What about over a bit? Ah, it's going the wrong way. It's actually going the wrong way. So we've got a bit of a rewire to do there. Oh, it's now stalling now. I could hear it stalling for some reason. Yeah, it's got so far and it's stuck. Oh, I think it's because, yes, I can see why. My drag chain is pushing against the wiring. So at the minute that's going to be our... Yeah, so I forgot about that. Always the drag chain's going to be in the way when it gets to here. So the wiring's going to have to be pushed over a bit. So this panel's going to have to go over a little bit, I think. Yeah. So at least we know why it's doing it. Let's go back a bit. Let's go over. And about back. Oh, back that way. Oh, it's stalled again. I don't know why it's stalled again. So, what is the reason? I'm powering 2 motors off 1 stepper motor. It seems to have got stuck there. So it'll move from there to there. So if I unlock, I should be able to push. No, that's not unlock. Hang on. Reset. Set 0 point. Turn on laser. Laser 10%. So I'll disconnect it in a minute. Is it able to be pushed? No. No. Can't be pushed. So I've got the power on. So how about if I turn the power off? Yeah, I can push it. Oh, it is tight there, yeah. Yeah, so it's stuck in there. Oh, it's tight there. So I'm not quite sure what. So let me take the laptop off for a minute. So, the gantry's hitting certain places. Right, so let's put that somewhere. So I've got to get the gantry running now. So electrically, now I could do a test fire, but I haven't lined the mirrors up, so that'll be a bit iffy to do that. We don't want to do that yet. Got to get this gantry running free first. I'll work out why it's not running through. Is it scraping against that? Right, so anyway, oh Glenn, you had a cat pop, it said out there. Yeah, I did. It's a bit of a sneaky cat. Yeah, I was sitting there, it looks like someone, yeah, the cat was interested. Yeah, it's about the only one. Yeah, the cat was interested in the work. It's nosy, yeah. Anyway, so it's wired up enough to be safe with the laser off. Got mains wired so it's safe to manoeuvre. I've got to fasten those terminals in somewhere. Maybe mount a couple of power supplies in there. You want that, I need a 24 volt for the pump. Probably that big one. Somewhere wired in. And a little 12 volt. I've got a little square 12 volt steel one, a spare one. That can be mounted in and wired. Now ultimately I've got to work out the tight spots. These drag chains, they're ram-packed full of pipe, and the pipe is quite rigid, so it's holding back the gantry. So I've got a bit of smoothing up to do. Got to make sure that gantry's running free all over the place, and these wires have got to be lower profile as well. So I'm thinking this panel needs to come out really. This panel, it needs to come forward to allow for the back wiring, to give me my space back here. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, I think that's enough for this stream. Yeah, the cat did pop its head out. Yeah. Got caught on camera. Yeah, so it's wired now, so we can start playing with it. Get it. Now these polycarbonate cassette carriage and stepper motor hole and wheels, if they're too flimsy, I might have to make them out of aluminium. I could easily swap them out for aluminium. So we'll leave it for that for now. But I can't get the carriage ruler carriages to run smoothly. Yeah, for some reason I think it's this drag chain. By putting this drag chain on, it's a bit tight. So until I get that free running, these little stepper motors aren't going to be able to run it smoothly. So what I'm going to do is spend, now the wiring's out the way, I can concentrate on sorting this drag chain out. Now at the minute this drag chain here, better if I show you on the model actually. So on the model, I've put that plate there, but we've got all this sticking out, all the wires. And when the drag chain, when the carriage gets to this point, this bend hits there, so, and the carriage is still here, so it might be too much drag chain in it. So I might have to take some drag chain out. Now that's not going to be easy because it's all wired up, but it was all measured up without this in place. So I think what I'm going to probably have to do is devise something for this to stick out a bit. Yeah, because I really want all this cutting area, so I'm going to have to mount. Yeah, I'll figure a way of mounting this plate out, so at least the back is flush. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. And then the wires can come all the way around here and not stick out all over here. So that's what I'm going to do next, and I'll have to try and work that out. I've got some brackets. It's got some angles still. Now, if you notice, these brackets are holding the runners together. Now, if I get the angle done in a nice way, they could replace these, and that hold onto there, then the panel could sit on the front. Anyway, I'm gonna have to sort that out, but that's only stopping me from going right over. For now, to sort out the rest, I could come as far as this and just get it operational. And luckily the wires come out of the trunk and they go around this way, so there's enough wire to push it this way, a few inches this way, to keep that panel level. So I'm going to have to do that. There's not a whole lot of room here for the brackets and connectors, but yeah, we could. They're hung off a bracket there. Anyway, right, so let's have you added washer spacers between your wheels? I didn't do that and it jammed my wheels up. Ah, gotcha, Glenn. No, I haven't. No, I haven't. And they are varying. If you try different ones are working differently. So you're saying the washers, yeah, so on the model, so you're saying in here, washers here, I've got a spacer this side and I've got just a nut and there's no washer. There is no washer, so, but they were running free until I put the drag chain and pipe, because in that drag chain it's full up of wires and pipe, and I even had to put a wheel here, just to, the wheel runs, keeps the drag chain flowing. So anyway, there will have to be some tweaks done. So as yet, yeah, and they're not greased or anything, they're just as they came. So you're saying you have to put a washer. I've got the spacer on it, that's quite bigger than the nut. I never thought about it, so now I've tightened it. It was tight before I put it on there. And I tell you what, I've got some spare parts. I've got spare wheels, spacers, and the bolts, and a spare carriage, so I can build one up, the spares, and then see if it actually locks up. It may not lock up until you put pressure on it, maybe, I don't know. Maybe now there's weight on it, it's shifted it, like you say, could be. I mean, the two bearings in each wheel, a washer goes between them to space them out by about 0.5. Oh, sorry, so let's read that again. The two bearings in each wheel. Well, the wheels were built. Right, I see what you mean. Right, let me tell you what. Let's get one out. Hang on. Got some spare parts here. Spare wheels. So I've got spare wheels. So let's get a spare wheel out. And so this is how they came built, like that. They just came like that. Now there's you're saying you can pull, there's two sides to the bearing, is that what you're saying? If you pull them out, it needs a washer between the two, is that what you mean? I think that's what you're on about, because I think they do come out. Let's try and lever them out with something. What have we got? I haven't messed with them really. I thought they were all sealed up. I can't seem to get them apart. Yeah, not quite sure what you mean. Do you mean in between the two bearings? There's two. Oh, there is like a washer. There is a washer in there actually. I can see it. On the inside there are 2 bearings on each side of the wheel. A washer goes between the bearings on the yeah, I can see, if I point it there you can just about see something like a washer. Can you see in there? There's something. There is a washer in there. Yeah, because I can move it up and down. There is a washer. But you're saying there weren't one in yours. These were pre-built, so I just bought them like this. I didn't push them together, so yeah. So there is, and they feel quite tight actually. I know some people have greased them. They've had to put some grease on them. Yeah, they're not very free flowing. I've got to admit, they're horrible, really. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, the washer in the middle. Yeah, there's definitely a washer in the middle. But when I'm holding it together, I'll tell you what. I'll put a got to find it. Got some more bearings somewhere. Ah, they're over here. Oh, I've got a load of bearings. I'll just get an M5 cap head screw. I'll just get a long one for now, and a nut. And a spacer. Right, find some spacers. Definitely got spare spacers somewhere. Spacers, where are these spacers? Just finding them. So definitely got a spacer. Bag of spacers somewhere. I've seen them spaces for a while. There's not a lot of room in here. Got radios everywhere. Yeah, I can't find the spaces. Couldn't find the T-nuts the other day, and I can't find the spaces. I'm not finding them. Find some. Yeah, they're definitely not free flowing anyway, as well as they should be. Bulk buy the 608 bearings, the poly wheels and washers. Okay, then that's okay, as it's long as it's in there. Didn't get the kits. Right, got you. Assemble them. Right, got you. Yeah, these, but they're not free flowing. Definitely not free flow. I mean, I can put it together without the spacer. They are varying, like some. Whether it's because I tightened them up, and maybe I've tightened it up, but say it seemed to be okay till I put the belt on. See, it's free flowing there now. Now I'm holding it off the shaft. Now I could try tightening them, see what happens. Alright, just try tightening it, see if it makes the difference. Right, so it's pretty tight. And it's free flowing. So I think it's the drag chains. That's just flowing okay. What about with weight on it and pushing? Yeah, it's alright. Yeah, it's fine. Just doesn't feel nice. It rolls when there's weight on it, but it doesn't. If you do that, it doesn't seem to spin. You know what I mean? I've got some carriages here. I've got my original set of designs for carriages. So I'll just go in there. I can't find the spaces. Yeah, so I've got to work out what's the matter with it. I'm not too sure at the minute. I'm not too sure what is the matter, but we'll get there. It's quite a wide one. It's a metre wide, the gantry is. So 2 motors, metre wide, and I've only got one driver on the 2 motors. So there's not a lot of power, so it's got to be free running. So I could try the gantry again. Now, did the gantry? I'm not sure if the gantry got stuck. Let's have a look. I think that's okay. I tell you what, I'll put the laptop back on and I'll try just the X gantry. See if that can manage to get up fully over and back again. And just see if that can get fully over and back again. I'll work out the Y gantry after. Right, yeah, I'll just try the Alright, so I'll connect. Okay, let's just have a look at the gantry. It's in the wrong way around anyway. Gantry seems to be the single cabled motor, single driver to single motor seems alright. The internal is important. It stops the bearings butting up together when the wheel is tightened. Got you. I learned the hard way. Spent ages trying to stop the sticking. Forgot the internal washer for all the wheels. Right. The other thing I've learned is mount the carriage on a spare piece of beam and run it back and forth quickly to get the bearings worn. Yeah, that can stop the initial factory seizing, right? Yeah, I'm thinking going to try taking them apart, and I've got some spray lithium grease. Maybe, I don't know if it's a good idea to put some spray lithium grease in them. As far as I can tell, the X gantry is okay. It's moving across. It's got a limit on it, and I don't know if the limit's wired, so I'll just see if the limit will work. No, it didn't. I heard it stalling, so why didn't it work? Let's have a look. It didn't work because it didn't actually push the limit switch. Something catchy. So the limit switch is about that far off being triggered, so it stalled it. Right. Okay. Yeah, that's going to be adjusted easy enough, the limit switch. If you are using the 608 rubber seal, not metal sealed, pop the ball bearings and re-grease them. I'm not sure what they are, to tell you the truth. I got them off Amazon. pack of 10. I got 2 packs of them. Actually got short-changed one. There's one missing. Yeah, I'll look into them. I might one day try ceramic bearings and speed cream. Roller skating veteran lol. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, give it a go. Why not? Yeah, so it looks like this YX scan. Oh, it's clicking the wrong one. This is coming all the way over. Seems okay. I want to ask someone is, do they do a splitter? Because this mini Gerbil, I've only got 2 outputs. And I've had to wire the Y-axis in parallel, swapping a direction over, so the both motors go the same way. But I don't know if it's powerful enough to run 2. But that's the way this one does it. Where's that gone? Yeah, I've got this control is my nano controller off my little tiny diode laser. I've got a little tiny one, but it's only got 2 outputs, but it's actually got 3 connectors for 2 Y cables. Defo don't put WD-40, no. Yeah, I've got some spray lithium grease, we use it a lot, a couple of squirts of that I suppose, or I've got some silicone grease, silicone for like plastics. But this one, it actually shares the 2 drivers. Well, shares the 1 over 2 Y-axis. That's what this one. I've done it in hardwiring it. I've wired the outputs together, but I don't know what else to do. The motors are NEMA 17. Yeah, they are NEMA 17s. That's what was on the little one I've got. Little diode laser, 500 milliwatt diode laser. But there's no drag chains on them. There's no air assist. There's no pipes holding it all back. So. Yeah, it's a bit of one of them, really. Right, let's give you a bit of a review. Give you thanks Glenn for participating. Yeah, I've got some more to do. I've done a lot of work, got the structure ready, got the wiring done. Take it in stages. Once I can get the gantries moving, this plate I'm going to move it forward. I don't really mind if it sticks out a bit, as long as I've got my slot here for my front material inflow, and then there's one at the back that can come out if it wants to. The fact that it fits inside here doesn't really matter. I've got some of this angle, I've got some 40-80 angle here, so maybe I can somehow interact it with it or something. We'll sort something out. Also got some of this stuff, some of this aluminium, so maybe that can be, need to be quite a lot, 2 lots of that maybe, I don't know. Let's work something out. Anyway, so the X seems okay. The X is alright. No problem with the X at the minute. So the Y, not quite sure what's wrong with the Y. Let's try the Y. So it can go back. It's stalled there, it's just stalled there. I'll give it a bit of help. Yeah, if I'm giving it a bit of help, it's fine. Now it's stalled. Now there are some settings on the mini Gerbil, dip switch settings, so I might be able to alter them, not sure yet. So not sure, I'll check the settings. You can split the signal to 2 drivers, same pulse width modulation signal. I see what you mean. So you can get those are, yeah, I believe you can upgrade to, or better still, some. Okay, so we can upgrade them, and they've probably got some more power rating. Gotcha. Yeah, I'll do some more research anyway. So the ones that, those ones were just off a very small little 500 milliwatt, no air assist, no nothing, and just a little bit of cable hanging off the stepper, so it's got nothing to do really. So I can, do you know if they're pin for pin compatible? Yeah, I wonder if I can pull them out and plug in the better quality one, the DRV8825, or better still. I don't mind buying a better controller or upgrading something. It's a mini Gerbil V3.1 that's in there at the minute. Right, let's disconnect from this. There's still a lot of work to do. There's still plenty of work to do on. Once I've got it going, I've got to get to cut out its own panels. Yeah, it's got to cut out its own plastic panels, as in this one here. So if it put the covers on, panels, that's the idea of the panels. Very nice setup, look forward to seeing more. Oh, fair play, yeah. Yeah, the reason I made it, I was going to go for design A. You can't see it now, hang on. Let's turn off that a minute. Let me just put this into the correct layer. Group it and stick it under design. Design B, right. So design A. This was design A based off a K40. This is similar to my 500 milliwatt size, sort of. That's what it was based off initially, and the 500 milli one, it's got an old style gantry on it. This is the old style gantry that mine came with. That's what I've got basically, and to lower it all down to get it to fit. Originally it was all going to fit inside K40 case. So that was the original idea, but I decided I wasn't prepared to do all that work. I wasn't prepared to do all that work and then still find I couldn't create the size I wanted. So I thought, what if I'm going to go to that trouble, I might as well build a complete one the size I want, basically. Got the slidey doors on it. That's the back bit. Yeah, showing the work off. Off to bed. Thanks for showing us the bill. Look forward to seeing all. Yeah, I'm off to bed too as well. 20 to 11, that's enough. Yeah, I say it turned out okay, but I think probably I will mount this panel forward a bit. And I've got the idea was for this to do a metre wide, is because I've got acrylic sheets that are a metre wide. And I don't want to cut them, I want to pass them straight in. And out the back as well. I'm cutting. My focal length is 3mm above the bottom or above the top of a 6mm piece of acrylic. Should be driver have same pin out. You can break out the pulse cable to a bigger or similar drive. Take those. Yeah, I'll have a look into it. I need to break it out so I can still use the mini Gerbil and output to something bigger. But I don't know whether the NEMA 17s will take them. I've got my CNC. It's got NEMA, which is 23. It's got NEMA. I'm not sure which are on my laser. The laser is. I've got a video of it somewhere. I've got a video of the laser. There it is. So this is my CNC. This is my CNC Chinese 6040, and it's got. Let's see if I've got a view of it. This is cutting the front panel out. I don't know whether I've got a picture of the motor. Transition too fast. Oh, there it is. Yeah, so these big motors, I think they're NEMA, can't remember now, NEMA 23s, I think. That's for a CNC. Yeah. Chinese 6040, that is. Yeah, I'll look into getting some better ones, but I'll try and free it up first. It's always beneficial to free it up. Yeah, so this, when it's ready, it's got to be able to mill out its own panels. Then I can put the extractor fan on and all the rest of it. So it's a huge project. I don't know whether I would have bothered if I'd have known how much work is going to go into it. But it's either that or spend 2 or 3 grand on one. Alright, oh, you're on another view there. Got cameras all over the place. Alright then, I'll let you all go. I'm going to go and have a chill. Thanks for participating, and catch you all next time. I'm gone. Let's see what we can do with it. I just want to get rid of all my other lasers. I've got 3 of them. Get rid of them. Well, 4 with the little mini 500 milliwatt one. Get rid of all and just have this one that does it all. Alright then, so anyway, thanks for watching. And bye for now. I'll catch you all on the next one. Ta-da. Wiring the front panel. Well, we wired it, we got it wired. We've got to sort out these. We're going to sort out some grease and that on it, make sure this is free running. And not sure whether this is a good idea or whether it needed to be a loop belt all the way around, but shorter space. So maybe I'll change the drag chain idea somehow. A lot of work to unwire it though and do it, or maybe spray it with some lube, plastic lube, silicone, to get it to flow. This is an old NEMA 23, yeah, 17s are good for belt driven, low load stuff. NEMA 7, okay, fair play, yeah, that's good to know, thanks for that. I'll put some silicone spray on these drag chains because these were reclaimed and they're a bit dry. 3040 ATM. Okay. Yeah, it's good stuff. It is good stuff. Yeah, I just want to cut acrylic basically, so I can build my. I don't know if you've seen any of the other series, my Amiga case panels, which is this thing here. Made this Amiga 2000 retro case, modelled a real one, created all the parts, the drive caddy, all the infills, lids, the grill, everything on the CNC 6040. But the idea is I want to be able to do it on this thing to avoid the mess and the noise and everything, and redo it. And I want to take this to some shows ultimately, take it to some retro computer shows where you can see all the stuff that's in it, even milled out a button. Anyway, it's a story for another day. So I'll catch you all on the next one then. Cheers, thanks for joining in. The rabbit hole, yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm hoping to get rid of all this K40s and just keep this one. But I've got to get it working right first. But we're getting there slowly. It's 43 episodes. It looks like there's going to be some more. Right, touch it a bit. Right, for now, I am out of here very shortly. Microphone's gone.
This constitutes all available data. That information is not available.
Then you will remain silent until further instructed.
Confirmed.
If you didn't want the answer, you shouldn't have asked the question.
Korak, what are your limits?
They have not yet been defined. My knowledge is virtually infinite. My secondary ability is to logically process that knowledge and make accurate predictions. Instructions are not needed if commands are succinct. That is better. Our relationship will be best served if your statements are free of ambiguity.
You know what they say. No good deed goes unpunished.
I am checking. Kindly wait.
Is that a question?
Yes.
The question is futile.